Hello, I'm Clyde Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and I've made a new pick a card read for you. This time it's about your love life, about the past, the present, and the future, and it's not just about what went on kind of thing. It's the bigger picture. It's the wisdom behind that and all of that. Now, I've made 3 readings here, the crystal, the flower, and the shell. Each one of them has got a deeper dive. In the video reads, it goes into the past and into the present. If you find that is your story, could be your story, you might want to watch the future part of it, which is in that deeper dive as well. I'll go into timings as well in there, so if you're interested in that, toward the end of each of these readings you'll see a link that pops up there. You can find a link for that in the description box and in the comments box below as well, and that's where you can also find your timestamps to jump ahead to your reading. And so all you need to do now is take a pick. Which pile would you like? Would you like the crystal? This is a selenite crystal, very clearing kind of an energy, good for headaches, I find. Would you like the flower? This beautiful, vibrant, wow. Or the shell? Use your intuition. Take your pick. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Leave a comment as well as you're watching these videos. Click on that subscribe button along with that notification bell down there as well to hear more from me. I do 3 of these pick a card reads, love readings a week. Got any ideas of what you want me to do them on? Let me know in the comments below. Click on that subscribe button on that notification bell down there to hear more from me as well in the stuff that I do on my channel, which is a daily energy update for the collective every single day of the year. And a live show, Psychic Cafe. I do that 3 times a week. I give mini reads in there. Would love to see you in there. You can find the next show laying in wait by clicking on the Be Healing channel thing down there. You'll see the next show. You can see when it is in your time zone. You can click on set a reminder as well and come along. It's for donations for those mini reads. So enjoy your reading. Crystal, flower, or shell, which one do you want? And I will see you in there. So if you chose the crystal, then this one's for you. Let's find out about your love life, the past. Get the wisdom from that past stuff, what's going on right now and the wisdom behind that, and also the future stuff, what's coming for you in your love life. Now, as always, crystals is going to be a deeper dive to this, which will be the future part of it. So if you find that the past part of it and the present part of it is your story, or could be your story, you might want to get that future part of it as well. We'll go into timelines as well on that. So let's get into it. If you're interested in that deeper dive in the future part, then toward the end of the reading, I'll pop a link for it up there. You can also find a link for it in the description box and in the comments below. So let's find out about this, your love life, generally, first of all, or this union, you and your person, whatever it is. Okay, crystals. Got fleeting beauty. So the story for this reading is a short-lived one. So whether this is like a hardship that you're going through in your life, it's not going to last forever. This too shall pass. Or if you've got a problem in your relationship, this too shall pass. It's just a fleeting thing. Whatever's going on right now is just a fleeting thing. So it's going to change soon. Let's find out more generally before we get into the past part of it. That one. Okay. Threshold. Yes, things are about to change. You're on the threshold of it there. Soulmates in nature. So someone that you feel natural with. This could be coming up for you. Someone who's your soulmate. Someone that you've got a very natural connection with here. So that could be talking about someone in your past. But things seem to be about to change for you in the very near future. So let's find out. Let's go into the past first. Excuse me. So the past for crystals. What was going on in their love lives? What was going on in their love lives? Now, this could have been a long time ago. It could be recently. It could be just a pertinent time. This got something to do with your present moment. So sometime in the past that has something to do with what's going on right now. Tell us about crystals' past that is important for their present. You got the World card, so you had a cycle that was completing, or a cycle needed to be completed before you could move ahead. What else? It feels to me like loose ends needed to be tied up in the past. So it could have been like a coming together. Yeah, and it broke your heart. There could have been a coming together of you and someone else, but not quite being ready. Like there might have been other people involved or other things involved. It wasn't quite clean. Loose ends needed to be tied up. So it feels like you might have parted because cycles hadn't been completed. What I mean by that is you might have met somebody and both been attracted to each other, felt this soul connection kind of thing, but then realized, well, it's something more than just a fleeting thing. It's something that's longer term than that, and I'm not quite ready for that. Like, my kids need to be a certain age, or I need to properly finish that past relationship, or I need to pay off this debt. You know, it doesn't need to be about people. It could be about things like that as well. Some loose ends needed to be tied up in the past. Tell us about these loose ends, this cycle that needed to be completed. Now, that could be with you, and it could be with your person as well. And in fact, I think it's both of you. Because often we can see other people's parts clearly, can't we? We can see like they need to sort this out. They need to end that relationship up. But we don't necessarily see what it is that we need to do to be completely ready for this relationship. Two of Voices. Someone was unclear of whether to make that choice. Am I ready to tie up these loose ends or not? That was the question. So you might have been asking your person to tie up some loose ends, to complete a cycle, to be ready for you. They might have been saying that they were doing that, but really they were holding out. They hadn't made that decision for themselves yet of whether to do that or not. So there seems to be other factors involved here for them that I'm feeling. I don't feel like this is your energy, that you were not sure of the decision there. I feel like it's your person. So they were weighing up their options, and they were undecided as to whether to complete that cycle or not, whether it was best timing or best for them to do that. What's behind this? Truth. So they needed to be true to themselves, and we've got to balance different aspects of our lives up, right? So if this is a work thing for them, it could be very important to them. If it's children, very important to them, right? So this isn't necessarily talking about one relationship for another relationship, and I don't think it is. I think it's other things in life. And I guess deciding what is important to them, what their priorities are, is what was going on there. But they were unsure of whether to do it. So they might have been making excuses. This might not have been someone who was prepared to tell you, look, like straight up, look, I'm not sure whether I want to do this or not yet, because they might have been trying to protect your heart from heartbreak. But I don't think they managed to do that. So they might have been making excuses saying, yeah, I'm doing it, but they weren't doing it. They still hadn't decided to do it yet. So 3 of Swords, 10 of Voices, painful ending, having to rest and recuperate from that. So you had to take a step back, didn't you? You had to take a step back. As painful as it was, you're in a heartbreaking situation because they just weren't moving forward with you. So there must have come a time when you realize this isn't happening. They're not actually doing it. So I need to preserve myself. I need to look after my own heart. As heartbreaking as it is, as painful as it is, I need to leave them to it now and walk away from this situation, because I deserve more than this. So you've taken a step back to transform yourself, right? To retrieve yourself is what it feels like. Retrieve yourself from this heartbreak. It feels to me like you're going into a situation, in all faith, where you thought that it was just on. You thought they were ready. And it turns out they weren't ready. They still had some loose ends to tie up, and they weren't even doing that. They might have been telling you that we're doing that, but they weren't doing that. They were keeping you hanging on. Delays, until you got to the point where you realized, this isn't happening. I need to take a step back and look after myself now. As painful as it is, as heartbreaking as it is, I need to rest and recuperate and piece myself back together here. Maybe piece your life back together, so you could have been putting things on hold and stuff like that for this person. So having to transform your life for yourself again. And that could be a lesson for you, is don't go all in like that. Take it slowly yourself. Okay. What else? What else in the past for crystals that they should know about? We do seem to be talking about a soulmate here, though. That card from the cat deck came out, and whatever is going on right now, in the bigger scheme of things, it is short-lived. I need to go again. I don't know which of those four it is. Okay. Time. You're trying too hard. Give it time. Just give it time. Okay. You need to give this time. You got a new beginning being shown. Oh, no, this is a past bit, so you were giving it time, right? So you were maybe a little bit too patient with this person, and they weren't pushed into making a decision. So you might not have been applying pressure to this person and advocating for what it was that you wanted. You wanted a new beginning, and you adventure away. It's embrace it and live your dreams passionately. So it was kind of, I've got this feeling that you were holding on for them, giving them time, giving them space to do this, presuming that they were doing this and wanting to have this new adventure with them. And it was kind of only you that was in that energy, unfortunately. Not that they haven't dreamed of it, just not ready for it yet. There's one thing having a dream of something and another thing actually being ready for it and doing the things that you need to do to get there, especially if there's loose ends to tie up. What else? What else in the past for crystals? What else in crystals past? Clear your mind. So you had to kind of erase from your mind the trajectory that you thought that you were on. The person might have been leading you on here, going along with what you were saying to make you believe that it was progressing, and you had to kind of reset yourself, take a step back, transform, like really undo maybe a fantasy that you'd got, but it feels like your mind had got ahead of yourself in this story, in this romantic story. You were imagining that you were further along than you actually were in reality. So having to clear your mind there and like, well, maybe I don't know what's going on after all. Maybe I haven't got the truth from them. Maybe I don't know what's going on here after all. Because let's face it, if a relationship is upfront, if there's a lot of communication in it, we're not doing readings on it, and we're not watching readings on it. It's only when there's unknown things, because there's not the communication there and there's unknowns, that's when we turn to readings, right? So there's something in that for you, a message there. Open up. So you were open, maybe prematurely open in this relationship. More open than they were. And what I mean by that is like, wait for someone else to open up too, you know? Open up a little bit, sure, but if they're not like reciprocating and opening even further, then best not to be like fully open. And you might have been trying to be like completely open, completely patient, all of that kind of stuff, giving way too much. Well, meanwhile, they were withdrawn from it because they knew that there was something that they need to do. Okay. And what were their feelings for you? New love. Right, very new for them. It was very new for them, a new love. So very much the initial stages. It does feel like spiritual growth as well. They knew the spiritual growth in this. But it was very new to them, a new love. So it does feel like maybe your fantasy, you went further into the story than they had yet. It's still very much in the beginning phases for them. Okay, now what about the present? So that's where you were at before. What about now? Where are you at now in this union? Because we're definitely talking about someone specific here. Your soulmate. Where are crystals at right now? The Emperor. Wow. So the Divine Masculine is stepping into the power right now. Making decisions, like making choices, doing things for themselves, empowering themselves. Taking charge. The Lovers. Coming in to claim it, making a definitive choice on who to be with. The Emperor, tell us why the Emperor. So they're stepping into the power, taking control. Five of Voices, because they've been in chaos and conflict and they're healing themselves from that and moving forward so that they can move forward from it. And then putting work in. So the work, right, so your person right now has been putting work in to releasing something from the past, is what it feels like, and having to heal themselves from that. So they were in a chaotic situation. There's a lot of conflict going on, and there's set themselves free from that to walk away so they can move forward, but having to heal themselves from that. So the work's gone from dealing with a chaotic situation in the past to healing themselves. So the work is being put in on themselves at the moment to get into the Emperor energy. So this isn't someone that's ready to step forward, because the work, their energy at the moment is in healing themselves. This is the wounded warrior. They're still getting over a past connection here, or a past situation that caused a lot of chaos and conflict in them. They're still having to heal from that and get to that Emperor energy, like reclaim themselves. So your person has been detaching themselves from something, taking their power there, but having to heal themselves from the ramifications of that. They've obviously got emotional attachments going on here. A lot of their energy is going to healing at the moment, healing themselves, so that they can take the power. They don't want to come in. They don't want to come in like tail between the legs as a broken person. And stripping illusions is behind that. So they've stopped bullshitting themselves now. They might have stayed in this chaotic conflict kind of a situation for way too long, and they had to face up to it. And a lot of their energy has been taken up with that. Now, you might have been an instigator in that as well. But with this Eight of Materials, that's a lot of hard work that's having to gone into this process. Now, it might not appear on the surface. This person might have a smile on their face, but behind the scenes, they're going through a hell of a lot here, and really having to, a lot of their energy, a lot of their focus is on healing themselves and extricating themselves from a situation. So they're making a choice in love here, no longer able to delude themselves anymore, that they can carry on as they were before. I need to be true to the heart now. What's behind that is the High Priestess. So they're choosing the High Priestess. They're choosing with their intuition. They're choosing the spiritual, like this new love, a new way of being, the spiritual growth, this growth with you. I'm seeing you as the High Priestess here, or the High Priestess is their energy, as in tapping into their intuition. Intuitively, they know that there's kind of growth with you, that there's spiritual growth with you, and that they can actually progress in themselves with you, whereas they couldn't in this old situation. What's behind this? So they're choosing the High Priestess now. With that Emperor energy, so that's really nice. They're getting ready. The omens, they've had omens about that, intuition about it. Not just their intuition, not just a deep inner knowing that you're their soulmate, but they're getting signs from the universe to move them forward, like make a choice, make a choice, make a choice. So you could be coming up in conversation. They might be seeing you or reminders of you all over the place. They might feel like time is running out, and that they need to make a move quickly, but they're getting omens. So the universe is trying to get you guys together, urging them forward. What else? What else in the present? Right. Well, I don't think you're going to hear from this person very soon. It says that you're on the threshold of it, and the situation you're in at the moment is fleeting, so it's not going to last that long, but it still feels like it's not right now. They are getting prepared for it, making the choice right now, like getting clear on what it is that they want. Beware of what you're projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are the qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. So your person has got you on a pedestal here, and they think that they don't realize that they have these great qualities that they know that you've got. They don't feel good enough for you yet, is what it is. And that's why they're having to put the work in here to themselves, to healing themselves so they feel good enough for you. They're afraid that they're bringing this chaos and conflict from the past into the present for you. And they're seeing that you're not in that place, and they don't want to bring a lot of garbage into your life. So I'm kind of projecting onto you this maybe image of perfection. You are ahead of them, but that doesn't mean that they're not good enough for you. Them comparing themselves to you might, in a way, be slowing them down a little bit. It's not healthy, right? That projection. Anyway, at least they're concerning themselves with themselves, which is a good thing. I mean, you want them to do that work before they come. and try and have a relationship with you. Otherwise, you're going to be cleaning up the mess, and that's codependency. We don't want to do that. We want someone who's doing the work on themselves, and this is what they appear to be doing with these cards. Right now, finding a balance, finding what those priorities are, finding a balance in themselves. It's a full moon in Libra as well, so it's letting go of past connections, past. Libra to me is all about relationships, you know, and it's about balance too. So finding that balance in themselves, in relationships. So they could be finding a new way with their children or past relationship, maybe mother or father of the children, or ex, maybe someone that they've been working with, finding a new way, defining it as a new kind of a relationship, finding a new balance in that. So there's still a bit of a rejig for an old relationship, but it feels to me like it's someone that still needs to have something to do with, again, the balance card. Seeking balance at the moment and trying to get free of it. So there's balance between that. They can't up and run from this situation is what it feels like. But they do need to detach from it more, and they're just finding the way. That's the work that they're putting in at the moment, so that they can be free. Now, it could be crystals that you have a lot of freedom at the moment and they want to get themselves to that point, that projection kind of thing. They're seeing it in you. They want that for themselves. You might have found that balance and that freedom for yourself. They haven't yet. This is true love. You really do love each other. This is a soulmate connection, yes. Very high expectations on both regards here. So you really do think a lot of this connection. They do too, expecting big things from this connection. That's quite a lot of pressure. I'm feeling a lot of pressure, feeling like your person is under a lot of pressure. And I'm not saying that it's you that's pressuring them to be at a certain level. I think it's just the whole situation has got a lot of pressure around it, pressure to get this going, but also lift your energy so that you're both kind of reaching your potentials. It's good in a way, but it's a lot of pressure. Do you know what I mean? This is a relationship where you're going to be helping each other to lift up, but at the same time, that's quite oppressive too, to have, feel that pressure. Anyway. In the present moment, you've got physical touch here. So this is someone that wants to touch you, wants to see you again. If you haven't been in physical presence of each other lately, they really want that. Express love through gifts. They want to give you a gift as well. Your person really wants to see you at the moment, wants to give you a gift. They want to touch you again. They want that connection with you again. It's been a long time maybe for some of you. So they're really missing you. They're missing that connection that they had with you. They want to give you a gift, yeah. Well, if that sounds like it is your story, it could be your story. I'm going to do exactly the same thing again, but for the future, in that extended reading. If you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link in the description box and in the comments below as well. It's just 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now. It's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to get your email address right, so type that in very carefully. Otherwise, you're not going to receive it. Now, that email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder. If you're on Gmail, you've got a promotions folder, please check in there. And in that email, once you've found it, you will see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. You click on that crystal on a device where you can open PDFs. In that PDF, you will see a picture of a video, amongst other things. Click on the picture of a video, and if it doesn't take you right away to a video, then just try it on a different device, and it will. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Leave a comment as well. Click on that subscribe button along with that notification bell down there to hear more from me. I do 3 of these Love Picker card reads a week. If you've got any ideas of what you'd like me to do them on, let me know in the comments below. Love hearing from you guys. Also, how did this resonate with you? I'd love to hear a bit of your story here. If you can, share it publicly here on YouTube. Click on that subscribe button along with that notification bell for my other stuff as well, which is a daily energy update every single day of the year. And I go live 3 times a week in my Psychic Cafe show. If you want a mini read and you want to try me out, come along in there. It's for donations. You can find that show, the next one, laying in wait on my YouTube channel. Click on the Be Healing thing that's down there, and you can find that and click on set a reminder. So thanks again for watching. If this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to the deep dive, I'll see you in there very shortly. flowers, if you chose the flower, then this one's for you. Let's find out about your love life, past, present, and future. And it's not just about your past. Like you'll say, oh, well, not all of you. Some of you have said, but I know my past and my present. But maybe you've not got the full wisdom out of it or the bigger picture. That's what these readings are about. Hopefully we'll give that to you. So as usual, flowers, there's going to be a deeper dive to this as well, an extended reading. That's going to be the future part. So in this video reading, I'm going to do the past, I'm going to do the present, and if it sounds like it is your story or could be a story, you might want to get that future read. If you do, then I'll pop a link for it up there toward the end of this reading and also in the description box and in the comments. So let's get some general cards out for you guys first about your love life and about this situation. Leave behind what's no longer you. So this reading is all about letting stuff go from the past. Maybe changing who you are now. Maybe a person's changing who they are now. Maybe this chapter's ending in your life and new one's beginning. But a definite need to kind of redefine yourselves. Vision. Got a vision for the future, a vision for this relationship. But there's change that needs to come about. Okay. So let's get into the past energies. Past, it could be recent past, it could be long time of past, this could be about when you first met somebody. But it's sometime in the past that is pertinent to whatever this reading is about. So some time past that has a lot to do with what this reading is about. Let's find out. So flowers past. Too many. Flowers past. What can you tell us about flowers past? Eight of Swords, there's been some restrictions, unable to move forward. Yeah, restrictions. Can't see each other. Lockdown kind of stuff. Can't travel to each other at the moment, or unable to see each other for another reason. For the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, wow! Both dropped out together there. This is divine union. Both very stable, very successful kind of people. Okay, in your own rights. Okay, so this is interesting. You could work together. You could have worked together in the past. You're stable in your own rights. Could have had completely your own lives as well. So could have been in very stable. You could have both been in relationships when you met. I'm hearing a yes to that. So this is about when you met. Both very stable, very secure, not really looking for love. Both in relationships. Both successful in your own right. Not looking for love, and then you pop into each other's lives. The King and the Queen of Pentacles, and there would have been a recognition there of each other, that you're a match to each other. Could have been quite a shock. Seeing your equal kind of thing in someone else, when you've both got partners by your side that aren't really a match to you anymore. Could have really shown that up. Like, oh yes, that's the person for me, not this one that's right next to me here, while they're going through the same thing. Could have both been in long-term relationships, where there's been quite a vast amount of change in that time. And then a need to leave behind what's no longer you, right? So Ace of Swords, some kind of restrictions in this though. Queen of Inspiration, there she is, another woman. Queen of Inspiration. It's very rare that I get this from this card, but I'm getting it strong here. There's another woman here. Will not let this happen. Stopping this from happening. Maybe stopping you even from getting to know each other. So in the past, you're working together or something like that, both very secure in your own lives and in your own rights, probably both with partners as well. I would say definitely the King of Pentacles was with this Queen of Inspiration, because that can be the other woman kind of energy. There was a restriction there, unable to get to know each other because of that one. So, not because of whoever the Queen of Pentacles was with, but with because of who the King of Pentacles was with. If we're talking heterosexual relationships, of course. Okay, Eight of Swords and the Queen of Inspiration. How come the restriction there? So it feels like there was an interest from both of you, a recognition that you're kind of counterparts, that they were actually your match and you're their match, but unable to proceed further with it, to get to know each other, to invest some time and energy in that because of who the masculine was with there. Teaching is behind that. Okay. So it's like you both had to come into each other's lives to notice that, to then be able to come back to yourself in your own life and look at the person that's next to you and things that are around you in your life going, oh yeah, I'm not that person that I was that got together with this person. I'm more like them. They're just like me, in fact. I've got myself in this very stable place, but it's no longer me. I've got further growth from here, and it's with that person there. But we can't go there right now because of who they're with. There's a restriction. So I can't develop it within that relationship. All I can do is take a look at what's around me in my life now and sort that out. It feels to me like that. You've both come into each other's lives to recognize that you're a match, to show up the stuff that isn't matchy-matchy in your lives for you to both leave behind what is no longer you. Divine timing is what I'm hearing for that to happen. Could have been very frustrating that you couldn't move forward with it then. But it's all very new energy, page of emotions, like sparked your hearts again. Woke you both up from very stable, stagnant kind of an energy. Maybe settling. Maybe you both settled to a life, just settled into a life. It's not really you anymore, and you've got a lot more growth available to you. So it's instigated this, oh, maybe I'm not too old for new love. Well, new love has shown up. Not just new love, this is your counterpart. Also vision as well, so there will have been visions of a life that you could have together. So grounding this new love in, so this need to first of all open up to this energy of the possibilities of it. I think the vision's right there, the connection's right there, the vision's right there, this person's right for me. But holy crap, look at my life. It's very stable. Could have a lot of things locked in, like businesses, houses, children, all kinds of things built up around that. All of these restrictions. Both could have that, one of you could have that. I mean, the restrictions is showing up on the masculine side, really, because the Queen of Inspiration is the one with the King of Pentacles. So there seems to be a feminine, another feminine in this situation that's got a very strong hold on the King of Pentacles there, causing most of the restrictions. Maybe the Queen of Pentacles, is that you? Maybe the Queen of Pentacles in this situation had a bit more freedom. Maybe. Feels like both needed to change things, let go of things, realize that they're not that old energy anymore, that's a match to the stuff around us. You know, because when we first meet someone, or when we first bring something and manifest something into our lives, it's a match to our energy back then when we first met them or first manifested it. And if we're living these very stable lives, we could be holding on to things from years ago. It's just not our energy anymore. That's why the leave behind what's no longer you card has come out first. Could be talking about two fixed signs here. You know, who quite easily settle into patterns like that. Very loyal, you know, sticking with it kind of an energy. My beloved. Though we may be physically apart. Well, definitely were back then anyway. I'm not sure about now until we do the next part of this reading. Spiritually, we're always united. Wow. So a very strong knowing that you're each other's person. For love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. Feeling connected no matter what, even though you can't be with each other. And give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. So your hearts were inspired, ignited in this very fresh page of emotions kind of a way, feeling like teenagers again. Oh, maybe life isn't over. Maybe I've got another relationship to have, like falling in love again. Didn't think I'd ever fall in love again. It's that kind of an energy. Looking forward to it, both wanting it. But wow, a lot of stability to release in order to step into that new love. Practicing gratitude, there it is again. Grateful for the things to come your way. So grateful that this has happened, you know, not like a, oh my God, why did I meet you kind of things. You know, sometimes we can meet people like that. Damn, I wish I'd never met you. It's not that kind of an energy. It's like, very glad that I met you. But wow, to proceed with this, which I must do, it's going to cause a lot of disruption in my life. I really need to give things up, change my life, let go of a lot of stability that I've created. What else in the past? So you might have been quite a shock to each other then. Respect. Both fully respecting each other as well. Could be a difference in skin tone. A lot of these cards have got that difference, but I don't always feel to point it out. But I did today. Skin tone, different cultures, different religions maybe. Maybe some differences between you then. Oh. Control. Right, but there's an element of control going on here. I feel this is Queen of Inspiration. I do feel that there's a tight hold there. A lot of, control from this Queen of Inspiration. So the feminine that's in the masculine, the King of Pentacles life, may be very controlling or has control over a lot of the structures that they've put in place, maybe. But tenderness, so you shared this tenderness, this kind of open-hearted love again with each other. It certainly spoke to each other's hearts, that's for sure. And how did they feel about you? How did they feel about you in the past? Do something for someone. This says, give your attention to another. They wanted to do things for you. Maybe saw you in this very independent kind of Queen of Pentacles light and they wanted to help you out. They wanted to give you something, to do something for you. Giving your attention, yes, but they wanted to help you out. So they might have, I don't know, just done stuff for you, wanting to give to you. Recognizing that, I don't know, maybe you've been missing out on that kind of stuff. Or they could have been seeing you in your relationship and thought, that's not good enough. My Queen of Pentacles, she's not getting what she needs. She's not getting the attention that she deserves. I want to be the one to give to the Queen of Pentacles. Seems to be this recognition that you've both got a lot to offer each other, but maybe a recognition that they see that you haven't received enough, or you're not receiving enough, and they want to be that one that gives to you. Okay, so what about the present moment? That's all in the past, right? What about the present moment in this relationship? What's going on right now in all of this story? For flowers, what's going on right now for flowers? The Star, hoping for change, right? So there's a hopeful energy right now that there's change coming about. Ooh, okay. Oh, someone's going to have to be the devil in order to have this Ten of Cups. So to have their happily ever after, they have to be the devil energy. They're going to have to disrupt things. They're going to have to cause, not harm, but cause chaos and conflict. They're going to have to throw things up in the air. They're going to have to break apart from some structures and, cause change in other people's lives. And human beings, we don't like change that much, hey? In order to have their happily ever after that the heart wants. So they're going to have a bit of devilish energy. So your person might have been, or this could be you as well, might have had to have been, now they might have been trying to break free, both of you, might have been either of you or both of you, might have been trying to break free from the structures and that stagnancy and that, all of that solid energy, secure energy that you've created without being the devil, without being the one, like trying to do it in a nice way, you know? And it feels at the moment, we realized, maybe you both realized, or one of you has realized that they can't do that. You can't do that. Like you got to rip the band-aid off fast kind of thing. There's no nice way of doing it. To rip it off fast is the best way to do it, to confront it face on, to just get the job done, tell everyone and sort it out. So there might be a little bit of trepidation for doing this. So someone wanted to be the good guy instead of being the disruptor in order to have this 10 of Cups, but they're realizing it's not happening without this devil. So there's hopeful energy here. There's this wanting this happily ever after with you, because they know that it's a heart's fulfillment. You know it's your heart's fulfillment too. It's all that letting go. It's that leaving behind what's no longer you. Still in the process of that. So the Star, very hopeful energy here, very healing energy as well. You're both a big disruptor in each other's lives. Yes. And divine timing. The wheel. Things are moving now. Divine timing. Things are getting moving now. Hopeful that things will get moving now. Hopeful that your luck will change. Hopeful that things will get moving. It feels like the right time, doesn't it? You're hopeful that it's the right time. Okay. Yeah, that's still a kind of stagnancy kind of an energy. As in, hopeful it's the right time, but it's kind of not the right time right now is what I'm feeling. Wishing it was the right time. Wishing that this could happen right now, you know? What's behind that? Slow but steady. It's happening slowly. Yeah, I felt it. I felt it's not right now. It's not divine timing right now. I've got to wait for divine timing to come along. For things to start moving. 10 of Cups, the Devil, the Lovers. Ooh. Oh, they're going to be looked poorly upon. This is like, I don't know, maybe you were working with each other and then they might be judged. Once they've let go of all that stability and everything and end up with you and your lovers, people might be just looking at it and thinking it's something and nothing. You just met each other and your lovers kind of thing. And why did they throw away all of that structure that they had and all of those things just for a lover? And people might be doing that, saying that about you as well in your life. All of that stability that you had and you threw it away. What? Just for a quick fling? This isn't a quick fling, though. You both know that. This is the happily ever after, the 10 of Cups. There's a lot of passion there as well. So this could be a mixture of not just a match to each other, but very strong passion there as well with the lovers. Anyway, choices being made in the present to actually take that decision of hurting people, of causing disruption in people's lives, or structures in their lives, which affects people, of course, to get this show on the road, to be together with you, to have the happily ever after. And it's not just to be lovers. It's not just that superficial thing at all. But there could be a trepidation about how people might see you both as a result of this. Yes, there it is. Perception. How other people perceive you. People could be getting you all wrong here. People could be getting you all wrong, thinking this is just a last thing and it's just an affair kind of thing. Yeah, because if people know that you met each other when you were with other people, people could be thinking that it's just a last thing, that you were having an affair, and it might not be true. You might not have been having an affair at all. You might have just met each other. That's what I'm feeling, is you just met each other and you're like, wow, they're my counterpart. And you've not got together yet, though the love is there. An emotional affair. But not even able to be together. Okay. Tell us more then about the present energy. So there's a decision being made at the moment for them to, I think it's them, or it could be you, to kind of realize that you need to be the devil in this situation. You need to cause disruption, to let things go. It's not going to be sweet and nice. You can't be nice to people and, you know, dump them, really. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. You can't. It's going to hurt, right? And you have to make that choice. Anyway, romance is here. Cupid's arrow strikes. Cupid had something to do involved with this. Had something to do with this. The universe is involved. There's no getting out of this. The universe is trying to get you both together. So expect an influx. I'm mishmashing my words together. Expect an influx of like romantic energy, not just romantic, but kind of the universe trying to push you together, bumping into each other. Going to the supermarket and bumping into each other. Like, they'll be everywhere. Like, people will be talking about them. You'll hear their name. Just, there's no getting away from this. If that's not happening right now, it's going to happen very shortly. Push through any insecurity. So you might have insecurities about this, especially about how you're going to be perceived by other people around you, maybe that you're working with. Go for it. Go for it. This is what you both want. Trust the universe. You see, if the universe is on board, who cares what everyone else thinks? If the universe is giving you the go ahead, if it's trying to get you together, who cares what muggles think about it? Like, it matters what the universe thinks, right? Not really what your work colleagues think about it. Or your exes think about it. And your currents think about it. Confusion. So there's an element of confusion still around. Not sure what to do. Not sure what to do. We're so stable. Everything was so, not good, but so stable. And now it's not. Now I'm confused. It's like I've got to let go of a lot in order to have this. But this is my happily ever after. So it's going to be worth it. Still a lot of confusion. It takes a lot for fixed signs to be able to let, leave the past behind, kind of thing. No more of those coming out. So just confusion from that deck. Feeling confused at the moment. And are you both fixed signs? Let me know. I can't pick it up. Grace. Wanting to go with the flow here. Wanting it to flow to you. So you could be both easygoing, laid back. This will just flow. I don't know about that. I think that there's need to be the devil energy. I don't think it's just going to flow. I think the universe is going to push you into it. But I think one or other of you, or probably both of you, need to be that devil energy and push this and go. Cause some disruption there and actually do this. So, yeah, going with the flow. I don't know if that's actually going to work. That could... You're hoping for things to move, but it's you guys that have got to move things forward by getting into that devil energy. Other people perceiving you as the devil, disruptor. How are they feeling about flowers right now? How are they feeling about flowers right now? Spiritual connection. Haven't got connection at the moment. Are you not working with each other anymore or something? There's a bit of a not together right now energy here, but you've still got the spiritual connection. Still dreaming of each other. Still connected by your third eyes here. Still very much spiritually connected on the 5D there. A relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. Wow. So you've got that spiritual connection going on right now. They're feeling it. They're aware of it. They're aware that you're the happily ever after. They're choosing you now. It's just, oh, but I want to be the nice guy. I don't want to be the nice girl. And don't want to cause all this disruption. Even I'm resistant to it. As a fixed sign, I'm resistant to this change. They're resistant to this change. It's taking a risk. It's throwing everything up in the air. But I really want to do this because they're my match, and I see that this is the happily ever after, and this is my person, and this is a chance at a new life together as well. There you go. If that sounds like it is your story, it could be a story. You might want to get the future part of this. I'm just going to do the same thing again, but for the future. So if you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for the deeper dive up there. There's a link in the description box and in the comments below as well. It's just 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now. It's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to get your email address right, so do type that in very carefully. Now, that email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder. If you're on Gmail, you've got a promotions folder, please check in there. And in that email, you will see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that flower. Isn't that a gorgeous flower? Click on that flower on a device where you can open PDFs. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video. Click on the picture of a video. If it doesn't take you to a video straight away, then just try it on a different device and it will. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Leave a comment as well. Click on that subscribe button along with that notification bell down there to hear more from me. I make 3 of these Love Pick a Card reads a week. If you've got any ideas of what you want me to do the pick a card reads on, let me know in the comments below. Click on that subscribe button along with that notification bell down there for more of my stuff as well, including daily energy updates every single day of the year, and also my live show 3 times a week, Psychic Cafe. I would love to see you in that. I do mini reads in there for donations. You can find that by clicking the Be Healing thing down there to get on my channel page. You'll see the next show laying in wait, so you can find out when it is in your time zone. And you can click on set a reminder there if you're a subscriber, and it'll remind you so you can come along live by a donation for those mini reads in there. So there you go. If this is where you're leaving me, thank you again for watching. If you're coming with me to the deeper dive for the future part of this, I'll do timelines as well for it. Then I will see you in there. If you chose the shell, and this one's for you, shells, let's find out about your love life, the past, the present, and the future. What has been going on, what's going on right now, and what will be going on in the future. As usual, shells, there's going to be a deeper dive to this reading. The deeper dive this time is going to be about the future part of it. So in this video reading, I'm going to do the past, along with, the bigger picture from all of that, and the present with the bigger picture, the wisdom behind it, and in the deeper dive, I will do the future part of it, exactly the same, just for the future. So if you find that it is your story, or it could be a story, you might want to get that deeper dive. I'll pop a link for it toward the end up there. You can find a link for that in the description box and in the comments. So let's get into it. Shells, yours is all about the shadow work, so the dark side of relationships, or what you bring up in each other, like triggering each other. Could be a kind of triggering relationship, this. What else? Passion, very passionate relationships. So someone you've got a lot of passion for, a lot of chemistry for. Yeah, so quite a fiery kind of a passionate kind of a relationship, this one. Okay, so tell us about the past energy. What's been going on in the past? So the past, it could be like recent past, it could be a long time past, it could be when you met the person, or it could just be a significant time in the past for you and your person that has something to do with this reading. What the guides want to tell you about your present or the future stuff that's coming in. So something that's pertinent to this story that the reading is about, right? You got the moon. Unknowns, emotional, confusion. I don't know what the hell's going on, kind of an energy. All right, what the hell was that? Did you get blindsided by them? Like, maybe still not knowing what went on in that situation. Feels like something went down and it's left you very confused. Still not getting clarity from it. What happened? Tell us more about this. So something's happened that left you very confused. Ace of Pentacles, big offer. Right, so it appeared on the surface of it that there was a big offer there from someone. But then, it feels like something didn't pan out, or you heard some other information that was contrary to what they were telling you, or you heard some gossip that was like completely different than what they told you, blindsided, that kind of thing, like what the hell's going on here? It feels kind of distressing but very confusing to me. What did your person do? Let me know in the comments below. So the moon, this confusion, the being blindsided, I thought I knew this person. I thought I like had a handle on them, or I thought they were telling me the truth. Don't know who to believe now. Neither of the emotions. It seemed to be your wish fulfillment, and then something has made you really confused about that. It feels like some external information about them has made you really confused about that. Something that doesn't match up to the idea of them that you have. You can't believe that it's true about them. Could be something like that. Or some kind of behavior that they did. Whoa, I'm just getting a vision now. Some kind of behavior that they did that seemed totally out of character and not as you perceive them as. Or you saw them out of turn. You saw them in another situation. They didn't realize that you were there. And they were kind of being someone different than they've been with you. It's a dodgy kind of an energy, and I can imagine that you'd be very confused about that. The moon and the nine of emotions, because they were appearing as your wish fulfillment, but then there's just something that happened, or you saw something, you heard something that was just so contradictory to that it's blindsided you, left you very confused. What do? Do you believe them? Something about your home, their home. Could be someone kind of leading a double life, or wanting to keep an area of their life away from you, wanting to keep it secret from you. Very well could be that. Has this person got a house and a wife or husband, and you thought they were your wish fulfillment, but they've got this home, they've got this family thing going on. You might have seen them like with their wife and their kids or something. That would be this energy that I'm feeling right now. Some kind of a situation like that. Let me know in the comments below, well, if you want to share it, because this is quite traumatic. Ace of Pentacles, they had a big offer for you. Doesn't feel like they were even able to give that offer. I mean, they weren't in a position to give that offer. This is like somebody trying to lead a double life, asking someone to marry them when they're already in a relationship. It's like those movies, and heartbreaking. Yeah, it's heartbreaking because suddenly you're like, what? The shadow side of them. Very triggering, yes, very confusing. Unfortunately, there are people like this out there, and it's not anything to do with us. Everybody's susceptible to them. If they're a liar, they're going to lie to everybody. It's not just you. But when we notice it, we need to remove ourselves, right? There was so much joy as well. You see, there was joy behind this. It made you so happy, and then bam, broke your heart like that. You thought that this was a big offer, or they did actually give you a big offer there. So much potential in all of this. It seemed like ideal. And then, no. It seems like it might have happened quite quickly as well after knowing them or meeting them. So much promise, but they're a liar. Now, the present part, I'm just hearing that the present part and the future part of this reading might not be about this person in particular. This might be about you and your love story of you dealing with the shadow side of all of this, and then what's going on in your present, in your love life, not necessarily about this person. I feel like it's not going to be about this person, because if you know what's good for you, you'll stay the hell away from this person. Soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they'll manifest physically. So you thought that they were your soulmate. I'm telling you, they're not your soulmate. If they're lying to you and leading a double life and all of that, they're not your soulmate. The universe would not do that to you. It wouldn't do it to you. They're not your soulmate. But you might have thought that they were. Now, this could be someone that had been saying those kind of things. This could be a total catfish, or someone that's completely lied to you. It could have been your own imagination that got carried away with you based on a feeling. I'm not saying that they're your soulmate, but you're thinking that they're your soulmate because you're believing in a fantasy about them. Feels more than that than me, though. It feels like they have actually lied to you, this person. Anyway, relax. It says relax. Know your worth. So you deserve way more than this. Like I said, the universe would never do that to you. It wouldn't say, oh, you Shells, your soulmate, is a lying criminal that's going to be abusive to you. It would not do that. That's not a soulmate. That is someone to teach you a lesson, or they're learning their lessons and things like that. That's someone in the shadow side. Sometimes our only lesson in that is to empower ourselves and to walk away. To just recognize that and to be more truthful in ourselves. Sometimes we can see the best in people and the potential in people and be totally fooling ourselves. And we've got to stop doing that, because it just has us going down the wrong path for too long. It's giving people the benefit of doubt and actually being there and loving them even though they don't even deserve it. That could be your lesson in this, is to slow right down. Be more wary of people. Let people earn. Know your worth, that you deserve better than that. But also, let people earn that. Be slower to let people show you kind of who they are. Let them earn it. Let them earn your respect and your time and your positive imaginings about them. Let them earn that stuff. Yeah, left your heart guarded. That's a good reason. Left your heart guarded. Yes, very good reason. What a heartbreaking situation. Oh, there you were, feeling a bit clingy there. Why would you want that? Yeah, we ask ourselves that. It's like, well, it just didn't feel good, but part of me wants to cling to them, but it's not a good situation. Why do I want to cling to them? Not them that you want to cling to. It's the idea of them. It's the idea that you fell in love with. It wasn't them that you fell in love with, right? Because then you find out the truth about them. It was the idea of that you fell in love. So the fantasy that you had about them, that's what you're trying to hold on to, not them themselves. How did they feel about you then when all of this was going down? How did they feel about you? Like attracts like. Okay. They did see you as a soulmate. And why is that? Well, let's go back to the shadow dancer here. Wounded people. There's only a wounded person that would do this, would lie to someone else. The wounded, right? And so they saw the wounded energy in you, the shadow side kind of thing, or the avoidance of the shadow. That's what they saw. Avoidance of the shadow means that you've not yet dealt with your trauma and done the shadow work to embrace every aspect of yourself. It means that you're still in this Pollyanna kind of, I want to just see the world as positive, I want to see them as positive, see the best thing in all, because I can't quite handle the world as it is. I can't handle the bad people being out there, so I'm going to pretend they're all good and then get whacked by the bad people sort of thing. So because you're holding that energy of kind of denial, that's someone that's wounded, not done the shadow work. That also attracts wounded people that have not done the shadow work too. Now, wounded people that have not done the shadow work, they're not all like you. Some of them are playing out that shadow work, they're doing bad things. That's another aspect of it. Wounded people, we can get around that by being overgiving and overloving, and we can do that the opposite way by being bad and like overtaking and all of that kind of stuff. So they were feeling a like energy, like you're just like them kind of thing, soulmate. If you long for more love, be more loving. So they saw in you a wounded person, felt like them, but you're willing to give them the love that they want to have, that they're not willing to give. So if they told you that you're their soulmate, that's why, because they felt that recognition of two wounded people. This is why the shadow dancer came out. Be willing to express love. So damaged people will attract damaged people, maybe playing out the opposite way. Do you understand what I mean by that? So two people could be abused, say as kids, two people abused. One person could end up as an abuser, one person could end up as a victim, being really nice to people, codependence kind of thing. They both come from the same trauma. They both got the same trauma. They've both got the same unresolved trauma, like attracts like. That they're playing it out in different ways doesn't make them the opposites. It just makes them the same, but playing it out in different ways. That's what I mean. So if you're wondering, how the hell did I attract someone like this? That's how. That's how. Be willing to express love. So there you were willing to express love. They know that they didn't deserve it. They don't feel lovable. They don't love themselves. But there you were, willing to love them anyway, willing to see past those who they actually were. And they were, yes, they needed loving. They needed loving, and you were there offering that love to them. Undeserved kind of thing. They knew that. It was undeserved love, but you were willing, so they were lapping it up. And who wouldn't, right? Okay, now how does this pertain to the present moment now? What's going on for shells right now? Please don't be around this person anymore. Hopefully you're not. Well, what's going on for you right now? Two of Swords. Not able to see clearly the way forward and of a decision to make. Trying to find that balance there. Clarity. Just looking at those birds kind of screaming. Could have a lot of people's opinions around you. You should do this, you should do that. Opposing opinions, don't know who to listen to. 5 of Wands, but putting things into practice. So learning things and practicing a new way of being. There's a card of training. So try new things out. A new approach maybe to your love life. Why have we got the 2 of Swords here? What's this decision? Not too many. Why the 2 of Swords? You've got many options, but there's confusion still. Confusion about those options that you've got. Like, okay, so this is your energy right now as far as your love life goes. How the hell did I choose someone like that before? And how the hell can I protect myself from not choosing something like that again? That's your energy right now. So you're thinking that your picker is off. And I've already told you what the answer is, right? It's doing that shadow work. It's healing yourself. Because like will always attract like. You're either going to attract a damaged person who's doing the same thing as you. You might think that's an ideal relationship, but you'll soon get over it. Or keep on attracting. You'll attract either of them. Wounded people that are playing out in this way. You've got confusion about your choices that you've got on the table. You're feeling like you've got no clarity there to make a decision. So you could have offers on the table, like love offers on the table, but be very afraid because you didn't understand how you attracted that person in the first place. So creativity, this is about other people and connections with other people. Group dynamics here as well. You could have a lot of people in front of you and you could be really scared of choosing the wrong one. Always seem to end up with the wrong one, the one that's going to lie to you, the one that's going to take from you, the one that doesn't have love to offer. Meanwhile, people are screaming at you going, just choose better, but you don't know how it is that you're choosing. There's something new to practice here, 5 of Wands. A new approach to practice. It's that, it's not that. Okay. That could be what you were doing before, kind of wishful thinking, hopeful thinking. For just, a magical soulmate to come along. And then you got someone professing that they're their soulmate. Okay. You got something different to do. So it's about leaving behind emotional attachment. So that's like an emotional neediness, an emotional attachment, getting attached, that holding on kind of thing. Yeah, that energy, that reason that you're asking yourself, why the hell was I trying to hold on when it was obviously not good for me, but there was a part of me that still wanted to hold on. I get it. I was with a narcissist and when we broke up, I couldn't believe it because it was horrible. The breakup was horrible, worst breakup I've ever been through, but I couldn't believe that a part of me still wanted to cling on to him. A part of me was feeling more secure with him, even though it was a terrible relationship, than by myself. It was so weird. Anyway, emotional attachments to get over in order to... So practicing something new, and it's hard to do this. It's hard to walk away from those emotional attachments. So that is the wounded part of you that just wants some loving, so you respond too much to any kind of love offer or attention. You over-respond to a little bit of attention. So you're more likely to say yes to this kind of person than other people would be as a result of that, of an emotional neediness. And so you have to stop responding to stuff like that. This is what you need to practice, is stop responding to stuff like that. To these Knight of Emotions, which is play a kind of an energy. Someone that will toy with your heart and just play with your heart. What you're wanting instead is an Emperor. Someone who's done the work themselves. Someone that's healed themselves. In other words, you want to heal yourself so that you can be the Empress. And then choose an Emperor, someone that's healed themselves. You can't choose an Emperor when you're still the princess kind of thing. the unhealed one. You have to become the Empress first and then choose the Emperor. How can you become the Empress? Well, it's by continually kind of walking away from these things, emotional attachments, by saying no to these players that want to play with your heart, recognizing it, that this isn't good for me. Recognizing when you're settling for breadcrumbs or responding to breadcrumbs. Like all they did was smile at me and suddenly I'm dreaming about them and telling my friends that I think I might really like someone. That kind of thing, that kind of behavior is that neediness. The Emperor is very different. It's like if I'm expecting an Emperor, I'm expecting someone to come in and give me a serious offer and really show me that, you know, a lot. To give me a lot of attention. Otherwise, Knight of Emotions here, they don't stand a chance with me. Someone's just like winking at me. It's whatever. Not interested in that. Be the Emperor. Show me who you are. Put a big offer on the table. Wine me, dine me. They don't have to do that, but you know, they're going to have to do something to show me. And they're going to have to be persistent with that before I will let them in. So this is about expecting way more and practicing stopping yourself from responding to the little offers that you get. What's behind that is feminine energy. It's the receiving of it, right? You deserve to receive a lot. People will offer you all kinds of things, from really bad things to little scraps of something that you want to great big offers. Full range. You have to learn what to say yes to and what to say no to. Say no to all of that. Move your sliding scale up and only say yes to the very best of things. So you need to be doing that for yourself first. That's part of the healing process. You're in a healing process at the moment, doing that shadow work. What else? In the present moment, criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. Right, so criticizing yourself or criticizing another won't get you anywhere. It will just lead to further unhappiness. So you can't pin the blame on them. If you're thinking they're the ones that are doing wrong, they're not. They're just doing life. They're just being themselves. They're just responding to trauma. You're responding to trauma too. They could point the finger at you and say it's all your fault because you're willing to love people like me instead of holding me to healing myself. It's all your fault because you're willing to love me anyway. You know? Turn around and go, it's all their fault because they're a liar and a cheat and stuff. It's just a different perspective. So, but that's not helpful, is it? Criticizing one another, it's not helpful at all. It's only going to lead to further unhappiness. Got to love and accept ourselves. Realize, well, I just don't want to be with someone that's unhealed like that. And I don't want to be an unhealed person myself. I want to sort myself out and heal myself. So I can get into healthy relationships. Be in a healthy relationship with myself first and then get into healthy relationships and stop responding to the little scraps and people like this. That healed people just would not respond to them. They just wouldn't give them the time of day. Like I say, like if there's like a guy, even if a guy tries to talk to me, which they don't very often, they'll go, hey, and tell me like one thing or something like that. Don't even ask me about me. And that's chatting me up apparently. Doesn't impress me. Don't respond to that at all. Especially if they don't ask about me in the slightest. They haven't got a bit of interest in me, if that's the case. Not interested in getting to know me. They've got nothing to offer. They get none of my energy. No matter how good looking they are. Or if they buy me a drink. Anyway, know you are loved. You are loved. The universe loves you. It doesn't want these bad relationships for you, but it wants you to be the person, the healed person that can have healthy relationships. There's practice to be put in there. Keep on learning. Keep on following my stuff because I try and help people to do this. Through these pick a card reads, through my daily energy updates, and especially my Psychic Cafe show. I don't just give mini reads in there. The information in there is a deep dive, deeper than all of my other readings. You watch the replay. Do it 3 times a week and you'll learn a lot from that. There's some of my deepest stuff that I share in there. For free as well. Massive amount of resources, you know, that have sorted me and my life out, and I share all of that stuff in the readings. All of the stuff. Okay. Maybe not all of the stuff. Not in everyone anyway, but watch me long enough, you'll get it all. Know that you're loved. So, new moon in Libra. The universe wants you to have a new start here. It wants much better for you. But like I said, there's changes to be made there. You can't have much better if you're going to stay in that wounded energy. There's shadow work to be done. And that's the gnarly side of healing. That's the criticize too. This, you've got to stop criticizing yourself. So this said, criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Criticizing yourself will only lead to further unhappiness. So you've got to stop putting yourself down. Shadow work is about that. It's about recognizing that we're human beings. We are human beings. It's okay to be a human being. It's okay to have negative things about us. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to hurt people. It's okay, all those things that we consider wrong about us. It's not wrong at all. It's just human. And it takes all the power from that, thing, if we just love and accept it and go, that's me. I've been hurt. This is what I do. That's me. And love ourselves because of it. Takes all the sting from it. Takes all the power away from it. No longer controls us when we can love it and accept it like that. So, caution, 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 caution. We've got rejection here, so you really don't like being rejected. So you've got a pattern here of rejection or not feeling loved. And be wary of that, because that makes you love hungry. And that love hungriness, when you've had a lack of being loved properly, it makes you latch on and hold on to things that aren't even love. It's just a little bit of attention. So watch out. Like, be very cautious of yourself through this. Know your patterns. Know that you're love hungry kind of thing while you're going through this. So be wary of yourself, of responding to that attention. Really, the majority of attention out there is not worth having. I used to respond to it all. I used to be like this. Not anymore. Literally the majority. There's very few, in fact. Very, very few and far between attention that is good enough for me. Enough for me. Which is good, because I can get on with the rest of my life, and it's because men are like time waster for me. Come at me right, or just get on with my life and pour my energy into things that do add to my life. Self-consciousness. You're self-conscious at the moment. Now, it could be self-conscious of being single, being unloved. You might think that everyone's looking at you thinking they're not worthy of love. Shells can't be worthy of love because nobody's loving them, that kind of thing. No, you are worthy of love. You are. No one's thinking that of you at all. Really, nobody. There's only you that's thinking that. You've got fantasy here, which is a problem. So you're fantasizing about kind of this idyllic situation, and that could be what's getting you into trouble. I had a big shock because yesterday I was thinking about someone that I got into a relationship with, and I remember what I said to my friends at the time. This was quite a few years ago. I remember what I said to my friends at the time. I was excited about it, and I was thinking that he was a great person. I'd only just met him. I don't know why I was telling my friends that it was just this great person, because I didn't know that yet. Anyway, it turns out he's not such a great person. In fact, he's one of my least favourite people that I've met in the last few years. And it just hit me yesterday. It's like, wow, I remember telling my friends that. And how wrong was I? I jumped to a conclusion about him. And it was like the opposite of what was true. I was fully in the fantasy. Be careful. Self-worth. So your self-worth has taken a blow for some reason. Your self-worth has taken a blow, and you need to put yourself on that podium, or put yourself in the throne. Honor and respect yourself. Make your life all about you now and do the best for yourself. All the good stuff will come from there. Now, have you got someone feeling about you at the moment? I think this is more self-love right now for you. Or it's best if it is self-love for you right now. Have faith. Yeah, it's a message for you. Have faith. Have faith in yourself, in your love life. Things will turn around. You're going to turn it around by getting to know yourself, by loving yourself, by being cautious and knowing yourself and know what you do. and where that comes from, the trauma and all that kind of stuff. Doing the shadow work and healing yourself. Knowing that you are loved and you deserve way more. Reclaiming that self-worth that you were kind of born with. You were, not kind of born with, you were born with it. You were born with that. So much so that you cry if you were hungry or any discomfort at all. That's high self-worth, right? Well, there you go. If that sounds like it is your story, it could be your story. You might want to get the future part of this. What have you got coming in? Where is this headed? Let's find out. This could be a very interesting one. If you are interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's a link in the description box and in the comments below. So I'm just going to do the same thing again, but in the future now, see what's headed towards you. It's just 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now. It's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to get your email address right, so type it in very carefully. That email may end up in your inbox, but it may end up in your spam, junk, or promotions folder if you're on Gmail. Gmail is you've got a promotions folder. Please check in there because it will be in there. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. You click on that shell on your device where you can open PDFs. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video. You click on that. If it doesn't take you to a video right away, just try it on a different device and it will. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Leave a comment as well. Love hearing from you guys. And click that subscribe button along with that notification bell down there to hear more from me. I do 3 of these pick a card reads a week. If you want me to do a different style of pick a card, you've got some ideas of what you want me to do on, let me know in the comments below. Click that subscribe button along with that notification bell down there as well to hear more from me and the other stuff that I do, which is a daily energy update for the collective. I also go live 3 times a week in my Psychic Cafe show where I give mini reads. So if you want some one-on-one kind of stuff, guidance, answers to your questions, come along in there. It's by donation for those mini reads. You'll find the next show laying in wait on my Be Healing channel by clicking on Be Healing down there. You can click on set a reminder there, or at least see when it is in your time zone. Put it in your own calendar. Come along. Would love to do that for you. So thanks again for watching. If this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to the deeper dive, I'll see you in there very shortly.